Hello, good evening everybody, and welcome to round number 8 of the North American Grand Prix Monday Night Open Wheel Series, coming to you live from Hockenheim in Germany. And we have just started this qualifying session here for this round number 8, and I'm joined with Brad Maris here tonight. Brad, welcome.
Oh, always good to be here. Just can't wait for this one out. Look, we've had some dangerous tracks this season, right? Monaco, Imola, hey, Laguna, our first race this season, some dangerous tracks. Word around the paddock is that this could be the biggest test of the season to date. This place is treacherous, so interesting to see what's going to happen here tonight with these guys. The grass is like ice, the chicanes are deadly, and it's going to be a test.
Yeah, it certainly is going to be a test. Interesting seeing that it's really pretty straightforward. Just a bunch of straights, a couple chicanes, and the infield section here. This is the 88 version of Hockenheim. Take a quick look at the track map here. 16 corners. Clark, Austin, Center, your 3 chicanes, and then the stadium section before you enter the start-finish line as these guys are making their way out on their outlap here. We're going to jump on board with last week's winner at Silverstone, Philippe Samard. Giving himself a little bit of a gap here before he starts his flyer.
Yeah, coming through that stadium section, Gipp, Opel, Sachs, and this old 88 version of the place. Going to be all about top speed. This is the cathedral speed here. Look, you have the stadium section, you have turn 1, the Nord curve, and then you have 3 chicanes. And yeah, you're right. That's basically all the track is. But handling the massive speed and treacherous braking zones of these chicanes is what this race is going to be all about tonight. And especially, by the way, picking up that draft and drafting up on guys and running at some of these insane speeds and trying to get the cars slowed down as you see them come up now to Clark. Very tricky braking zone into this one, and you have to be careful here. A second gear on throttle to get the power down just right. There's a few bumps in there as well, so these guys actually have added a little bit of height to these cars. I think that's going to help them out a little bit, but man, still going to be a very difficult challenge in some of these braking zones. Now, the acceleration zone out of here, not so bad. The worry is on entry. As you see, Philippe, he gets it wrong, and that's going to be the story coming through Ost there. That's the whole problem. That chicane is getting the car tidy enough to not go wide on exit. Going to be a serious challenge for these guys.
On board with Moses now. Is he going to finish this lap? He got through Ost, okay.
Yeah, so got through Ost, got through Senna. Senna's the funnest of the 3 chicanes. Likely going to be 4th gear, and you really got to kind of grab the lower regions and just kind of trust what you got. Very tricky acceleration zone coming off here. Turn 13, and then a little more twisties and turnies here coming up to Opel. Oh, Moses a little bit wrong on acceleration there in second. Some guys choosing for 3rd gear. Serious challenge here tonight, Al, but still a 41.8, not too shabby by Moses.
As Parsons quickly takes over a provisional pole. Just as a reference here, last season we ran here. Last season we ran here in the Lotus 98 T Mac Taylor with lap record. Currently 141.279, so that's already been eclipsed here tonight. Got guys as low as 40s in practice, so we'll see how that shapes up as the session progresses. A few of these guys on their outlaps. Mark DeGraw really put in a lot of work here in preparation for tonight's race. The only guy to complete every lap this season. Currently 3rd in the championship. And he'll be as prepared as anybody else, putting in over 200 laps of practice around this place.
Well, the practice laps aren't going to hurt you, but the race is going to be a whole different animal altogether, and it's going to be a challenge all to itself. These qualifying laps are important, of course, but not going to be nearly as important as how you perform in this race and not killing yourself, frankly.
Ekman on a flyer here, 3/10 off to sector 1, 6/10 off to sector 2. on the approach to the center. Oh, sorry, the stadium section. These guys are going to be able to swing out wide here entering this. Oh, as Ekman with a big lurch throws it off into the kitty litter. Picking up John Houston here even through the first sector.
Yeah, Houston looking sharp, and teammate Aaron Parsons not looking too shabby either. So there are times that we saw we're on the qualifying tire. They had put in some qualifying laps, but nonetheless, we're looking pretty good. Both of them well into the 141. And a little bit of a lift, didn't really want that. You can take a little bit of that curbing if you do it just right, but on balance, better to kind of stay off of it and stay safe. You know, it's interesting. I think, Al, that this track might have been even a little bit safer in the 98T. As strange as that sounds, these cars just don't respond well at all to the grass off track on this. You just lose all steering input instantly, altogether. It's almost impossible if you put even a single wheel off.
So Houston should improve here. He does to second with a, wow, just really picked up a lot of time in that final sector. 141.4 for Houston. Meanwhile, Moses Green through the second sector, carrying 5 kilograms of ballast.
Yeah, he's going to be just fine. 5 kilograms is not going to be too much for Chris Moses. So he's going to be looking to put on a charge tonight, and frankly, he needs it with his point situation. He needs all the points he can possibly garner.
Leclerc off stage left. Should be a good lap for Moses here. Should bring him up to provisional pole, and it does. Well, just barely edging out Aaron Parsons there for the top spot. Parsons carrying 10 kilograms as well. Peter Burke looking quick here through the first sector. Tiptoeing his way through that first chicane.
Yeah, he holds it there going through us, but it was a very near thing. Yeah, we're going to see that. We're going to see these guys really aiming for the inside of that chicane and trying to take some of the curb there. Again, you really have to control it and not carry too much speed that'll carry you off on exit because it's all over.
See Burke pretty decent through sector 2.
Yeah, and that was with that mistake, so it's clear that he has at least 3 or 4 more tenths in it there.
Burke did get the pole position last season at Brands Hatch, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't quite qualified all too well this season. I'd say a bit disappointing of a season for him, but he is good enough for 9th currently. Parsons, meanwhile, quick through the first sector. 3 tenths up.
Sure is. I think compared to his time, his last best time, gave up a little bit there through the second chicane, but still looking pretty sharp. So fun to get that one right, and that was pretty right.
Lemansky quick in sector 1 as well, as is Samard. Big championship implications here tonight. Very tight championship standings. We'll touch on that in a little bit here after this session. Lemansky quick through the second sector as well, so
yeah, Parsons is looking good.
Parsons up to provisional pole with the 140.9. The first and only guy right now in the 40s. Lemansky could eclipse that time, however.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the stadium section. As important as the high-speed chicanes are, the stadium section will gain or lose you a bunch of time. And actually, as we said, Kevin Lemansky's looking pretty good through here so far, Al. Really good.
Lemansky to the line to second. Meanwhile, Taylor looking quick through. Oh, he just made a little bit of a mistake there. is up in Sector 2. So it's currently Parsons, followed by Lemansky, 700ths of a second behind Aaron Parsons. Oh, and Taylor getting it all wrong there in that stadium section. This may not improve his time. Oh, it does. He jumps up to 7th, but lost a truckload of time there in the stadium section. All right, well, everybody back in the pit lane. DeGraw. DeGraw on the soft tire, carrying 15 kilograms of ballast. That's an interesting strategy for DeGraw.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like he's just exiting the pit lane now. Jake Teamster.
Keep waiting for Jolicoeur to pop up there toward the top of the list. Now, he got in quite a few laps, was running actually race laps right up to the beginning of qualifying here, so he didn't get any qualifying prep. I suspect that Jolicoeur will be making a move forward. Just a question of how much he will advance his time from that 18th spot.
Jake looking good through the first two sectors. A little bit of a bobble there through the stadium section.
Yeah, he's going to advance his position, no question.
Yeah, up to 9th, dropping Burke down to 10th. Samard also on the soft tire, currently in 4th. So, gotta wonder if that weight these guys are carrying are having an effect on these quali tires, Brad.
Yeah, maybe. It's interesting to see Samard take all that curbing on entry there. I would not have ever expected that. So I wonder if that was a mistake or if that's by design. Yeah, he just gone.
Oh, and Moses follows suit.
Oh!
Really pushing the envelope there. Both those guys.
Well, I mean that's where you're going to gain the time is pushing the absolute boundary there. But with the way the car gets upset and the input response coming back when it settles, maybe it comes back to you in time, maybe it doesn't. So it's kind of a guessing game when you're really pushing the boundary.
Ricker picks up some time in sector 2. Heckman up to 7th, showing good pace. Lemansky quick through the second sector, just behind Ricker here, as is Taylor.
Yeah, I'm not sure who you're on. I'm still on Ekman, and he is still ahead of his time.
So Ricker coming to the line here. He is going to slot into 7th. Lemansky, oh, takes it off. And into the wall. Taylor backs out of it.
That was
again.
That was in the stadium section, right?
It was right before the final corner. Onto the drag strip.
Yeah.
Parsons quick in sector 1. Let's see what DeGraw can do here. Looking good through the first two sectors.
Yeah, he's going to want it.
Takes it a bit wide on exit to the line. Oh, he improves his time, but not his position. Lost a ton of time in the final sector.
Third in points. DeGraw's going to want to advance his position in this qualifying period, that's for sure.
Parsons with a heavy collision into the retaining wall. Yeah, it's pretty clear these guys are really struggling in this quali setup through that stadium section. And Zekman throws it off. Let's see who's on a flyer here. Let's see, Samard just ahead of Moses on track. Moses even through Sector 1. These two right behind each other.
Smoke up in the distance, and both take it off. Oh,
both again.
Yeah, we just saw that, didn't we?
Ryan Robbins now currently back in 12th. Hasn't qualified all too well this season, but it's had some really nice results.
Yeah,
1.1 off in Sector 2.
Definitely showing some good pace, hasn't he? Best finish, of course, coming at Montreal. But has put together points finishes in all but one race of the season, so...
Draskell improves his time, currently 18th. Robbins improves his time. Good enough for 9th. Just over 8 minutes to go in the session. Meanwhile, Joe LaCour back there in 15th, carrying 20 kilograms. On the soft tires, several guys on the softs. 14, 15, and 16. All running the softs. So Mancy on the qualifying tire. And is quick through Sector 2 again.
Bit of a mistake on entry to the stadium section, but plenty of time to make it up. He had made a mistake through here before, so he definitely has some time to pick up. I think if he makes it through here, he is going to grab some time. Going to be close, Al.
Ooh, the pole. 140.8. So nice lap from Lemansky. Winner at... Oh, that's DeGrazov. Winner at Interlagos. Second race of the season, I believe it was. Let's see, Moses now on a flyer. Yeah, he gets through. Taking a lot of curbing there on the inside.
Yeah, well, it looked like it was intentional on Samard, but not so much on Moses.
Alright, another mistake.
They're leaving the pits together once again.
Looking to improve on his time here. Sorry, Brad.
No, it's okay. I keep expecting to see DeGraw pop up here and advance from that provisional 10th place. Hasn't happened yet, Al.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that as well. His best lap in practice was a 140.9. And 142 for him here tonight. So something's up with him. Maybe he just hasn't been able to nail that lap. He is back on an out lap. Houston's back into the gravel. Taylor, see what he can do here. He's been strong in the second sector. And he takes it off. Burke is off. Anybody on track here, Brent? There we go. Here we go. Parsons now starting a lap. Jump on board with him now, trying to improve on his second place starting position here. He was quick. A couple laps to go. Very quick. That ain't going to get it done.
And a bit of a mistake.
Yep. Meanwhile, Watson, he's looking pretty racy here. Only 5 tenths off to the second sector. He finished 5th here last season. Great run.
Yeah. Just following Wathan around a bit in some of my recon laps. He actually did look pretty good through the stadium section, so maybe he's got a little something here as, whoa, time winds down.
Should improve Wathan's position. It does, up to 9th. Yeah, lost a bunch of time in Sector 3. Looks like Moses survived.
Oh, he survived the second chicane,
Yeah,
so that's...
lost. So that's an improvement.
Now, he hasn't seen this one at speed in quite a while, so...
That's through there nice, and is up.
Yeah, finally he's thinking, but now the pressure's ramping up for him here in the stadium section. Gonna have to nail these corners if he wants to keep this lap together. Let off a little time there, bleeding off a little more time. Now the pressure's really ramping up. Now he's thinking, I gotta get it back. And it's just not gonna happen.
Doesn't look like it, does it? Oh, you see, he gets out of it.
That's the thing. You just can't. You just can't push. You can only. The car will only go as fast as the car can go. All you can do is try to put it on its way. If you try to go over that, it's hopeless.
Yeah, it's pretty evident here in this qualifying session. On these qualifying tires, it's very, very tricky. Let's see, Taylor clipping over 200 miles an hour here to the center chicane. He was up in Sector 1, even through Sector 2.
Yeah, he's looking good. Got a nice exit out of there. And now it's on him through the stadium section. But boy, a full 8/10 off of that pole position. He's going to have to come up with something pretty special.
Has not had a pole this season. Had a couple second place finishes. Been good through the stadium section so far.
Boy, he sure is. He has really advanced his time here.
Taylor to pole.
Wow.
140.8. Great lap from Taylor.
That's a heroic last stand.
It certainly is. With 2 minutes to go in the session.
Sorry, Al.
Taylor was the pole setter here last season as well. So we'll see if that time holds up. 1300ths of a second up on Lemansky. On board with Wathan.
Has finally improved.
Yeah, DeGraw jumps up to 6th.
Downshift there for Wathan, but still looked pretty clean.
The stadium section goes Wathan. Looking like a decent lap. Looked like he got through there okay. Improves up to 8th, bumping Ricker down a spot. Yeah, let's see. Color still out on track. He may have time to get one more in here. Nope, as he throws the car sideways. Yeah, last season, I think him and Moses had a little confrontation there at the end of qualifying. Joe LaCour did the same exact thing, right. I think, and Moses got into the back of him. And I think it was a lap that Moses could have set pole on. He was right at the end. He was up, I remember now.
Well, looks like Lemansky's done here, so he is going to do no better than second place. A few guys out there who can challenge Parsons on a lap still.
pick Parsons up now. Ricker on a flyer as well. Nice. Now it's White watching on a YouTube stream. What's going on?
Nice.
When are you coming back? People want to know. You must be getting the itch.
Mine.
Yep.
These guys would have nothing for Alex White. I mean, come on, you kidding?
Nope. So Parsons, looks like he's behind through the first two sectors here.
Yeah, actually took back some time just through that one corner in the stadium section.
Let's see where he ends up here at the line. Oh, he does not improve. Meanwhile, his teammate Houston looks like he could jump up a position or two. If he got it right, he does, up to 4.
Wow.
Dropping Moses back
Nice.
a position. So, good job from Houston. I think Joe LaCour is going to be the last car to act here. He should be.
DeGrasse still out there? Is he on the time? I don't think he is.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's garbage time. These guys, for whatever reason, aren't.
Yeah, there it goes. Yep. All right, so there you have it. Matt Taylor snatching pole, his first pole position of the season. Very nice lap there from Taylor, 140.8. Brad Lemansky slotting into second.
Yeah, well, there we go. It took a while. DeGrasse waited a bit. Houston waited a bit, but well. Once again, we have all our championship contenders all kind of clogged up there at the front. So, whew, so there you go. It's going to be one heck of a fight. Philippe Simard got that 20 kilos, only came home in that 6th spot. So your championship leader at the moment, they're starting 6th. But important qualifying session there for John Houston. Getting those positions late, jump up into 4th. Not Chris Moses back, so that's a direct fight between those teams. That was very important. But PMR's Matt Taylor, Chris Moses' teammate, nipping that pole. That's going to earn them the bonus point right there. So good stuff. Good, solid qualifying session.
Yeah, speaking of points here, let's run it down for where we're at through 7 races. Philippe Simard leading with 110 points after last week's win. Aaron Parsons fell to second after last week. He's got 108 points. DeGrasse in third with 100. Chris Moses back in 4th with 84 points. And Matt Taylor in 5th with 79. Actually tied in 5th with Joe LaCour. Both of them with 79 points. Houston there in 6th with 72. In the team championship, this is the big jump we've seen these last 3 weeks. It's been the French Connection. Montreal, Mexico, Joe LaCour winning last week. Simard taking the win. Those guys have gotten a really big boost in the points and now lead with 189 points. T-Brock Dam Bam, that's Aaron Parsons and John Houston. They have 180 points in second. Legier, that's Kevin Lemansky and Mark DeGrasse with 168 points in third. And at the big story so far this season, Precision Motor Racing, Matt Taylor and Chris Moses. On the outside looking in here with 163 points in the 4th spot, Brad.
Yeah, well, we all know how quickly those team points change in PMR, not by any stretch of the imagination out of it. Matter of fact, they could basically be tied for the lead tonight, depending on what happens with these other teams, but it's 4th place, right? So you have to jump 3 other teams. And as we know, basically 7 of those 8 drivers involved in the team championship are starting 1 through 7th, right? So who's not there? The French Connections, Ian Joe LaCour. But limited practice. But I don't see any reason why he is not going to be fast during the race. The problem is he's starting at he's starting toward the back, so he's going to have to be extremely patient and make sure he makes his passes clean because, man, that's what this team championship is really going to be about tonight, is not making mistakes, not throwing the thing off track and killing the car. That's going to be key. Even more so than giving up a couple position to these direct rivals is not crashing the damn car and missing out on taking 0 points.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's going to be the main focus here for some of these guys, is just keeping it clean. Especially, like you said, a guy like Ian starting from the back. And, they're going to want to maintain that lead some way, somehow. The pressure's going to be on him, though, for sure.
It's kind of a blessing and a curse, really. I mean, if you're a guy like Samard, you have 20 kilograms, maybe you'd rather not have the weight. It's one of those races, really, where you're willing maybe to give up a few points for the sake of safety. And you know that other guys in front of you perhaps aren't going to be too willing to make a huge push. And so it's okay to be patient, keep the car on track, and maybe some guys ahead of you make that mistake, right? So it's a blessing and a curse if you're a guy like Samard with that weight. You can maybe just kind of hang back.
Last season we ran here. It's going to be 30 laps of racing here tonight. Last season, Chris Moses took the win in the 98T, followed by Joe LaCour, who finished second, and Parsons was third. That was your podium result. The time of the race was 54 minutes 50 seconds. So expect that time to actually drop. These cars are a bit quicker around here. Not by much over the 98T, but slightly faster. So look for the race to be just under an hour. So we've got about 2 minutes to go here. Brad, you ready to run down the starting lineup here tonight for this race?
Oh, I just can't wait.
All right, from pole, his first of the season, it's going to be Matt Taylor, followed by Kevin Lemansky with a nice run to start in the front row. He's going to be in second. Aaron Parsons third. John Houston's going to be starting in the fourth position, followed by Chris Moses in fifth.
That's your championship leader right now, Philip Samard. There is starting sixth. Mark DeGraw third in championship points, starts seventh. John Wathen takes eighth. Nice time. Sean Richter's in ninth. Joel Ekman takes 10th.
Ryan Robbins going to be starting in 11th, followed by Jake Feemster in 12th. Ian Jolicoeur starting 13th. Peter Burke in 14th. And Jesse Olson going to be starting in 15th.
Yeah, David Zahn had a nice finish last time here in the 98T, but starts only 16th this time. Tom Traskell starts 17th. Brian Story takes 18th. And Mike Monahan is in 19th. And okay, yeah, Wathen is in 8th. Okay, and that's it. Only 19 starters tonight, Al.
Yeah, I know we got a couple guys away. Kevin Miller couldn't make it tonight, and Greg Myers is away in Japan. So
yeah, missing Chuck Carter
and Chuck as well. So those three guys couldn't make it here tonight, but no doubt they will be back next week. But big story here tonight, Brad. They're going to be the run into Clark Chicane and of course us. So these guys going to have to be patient. Any thoughts before we go green?
I think these guys will be very patient. It's what's going to happen after 3 or 4 laps when the pace settles. Then it's going to be difficult.
And we are green from Hockenheim. Nice start from Taylor. Mansky on the outside. And he's going to slot in behind Taylor. Field makes a run down into the Clark chicane. Guys dicing all over the place. Mansky having a look on the outside of Taylor. And it's going to be Taylor holding on to it. Moses is turned around in the chicane. And he's back on. I'm not sure if that was a result of contact. guys make their way through the off chicane without any issue, Brad. This is that first chicane that caught some guys out.
Yeah, these guys are going to be super careful here. In the first couple laps, I would assume.
Making their final run into this stadium section. Oh, is that Lemansky? No, who was that? That was Parsons who went off. Yeah, Parsons went off back in 15th with severe damage, Brad. Unbelievable.
No! Did not see what happened. I saw Themster die at the final chicane. Did not see what happened to Parsons.
Parsons damage. He's going to be making his way into the pit lane. Try and salvage something from that.
Huge. Oh, did you see what happened? Was it contact? Did he go off on his own?
I think he might have gotten off on his own into the wall as DeGraw looking on the inside of Ekman. Oh! Ricker makes it stick somehow, gets past Ekman for 8th. And DeGraw's taking it up wide.
He completely blew the chicane, and they had the barriers up with like walls, and that's why I screamed, because I thought he was going to kill himself, but he went right through.
That's a good point.
So,
Jolicoeur all the way up to 5th after a lap.
Yeah.
After starting from 13th. Feemster out. Parsons 2-minute pit stop. Samard up to 4th, sorry. Moses has made his way back up to 5th. Sounds like we got some, looks like, yeah, Wathen is taking it off. Ekman now having a look on Moses on the inside.
Oh, and
Samard is off.
Samard's off!
And he's got contact with Olsen and they spin.
Oh my God.
Unreal. Now Houston putting the pressure on Lemansky. This is for 2nd. And Houston throws it off. These guys need to settle down.
I thought they would be going super slow and then starting to push the boundaries after 4 or 5 laps, but they're going too, they're just pushing too hard.
Ekman now running in 6th. He had to look at Moses entering that stadium section, but kind of settled down a little bit. Moses starting to pull a little bit of a gap over Ekman. Ekman's teammate Jesse Olsen. He is running in 7th. Brian Story all the way up to 8th. DeGraw running in 9th. Peter Burke in 10th. Followed by Robbins, Ricker, Monahan, and Zahn side by side into Oz. Monahan loses it.
God.
Zahn keeps it together. Traskell checks up. Monahan just carrying way too much speed into that one. They got it all wrong. Taylor, meanwhile, has made a mistake, and he is back into 7th. He's got damage.
This is like way more. I expected carnage, but nothing like this.
Jolicoeur is now up to 2nd, chasing down John Houston, who is now leading the race.
Yeah, I mean they haven't made any mistakes. And Jolicoeur started 13th. He's driving slowly and he's not making mistakes, and he's up to 2nd. I mean, it's not, yeah, it's difficult, but it's not rocket science.
Meanwhile, DeGraw back up to 8th, chasing down. Brian Story is up to 7th. Olsen, who had contact with Samard, is in 6th. And about to pass his teammate. Going down the straight here. Let's see if team orders will have an effect. does not, as looks like Olsen's going to make his way past Ekman. Story gets it wrong.
Moses made the mistake. The first chicane got put back to 13th. Now finds himself in 3rd. Look, there's a huge performance disadvantage when you fill these cars up with fuel and put on the mediums compared to qualifying. Huge, humongous. Cars, it's like a completely different car. But still.
Watching this battle for 4th between Ekman, Lemansky, and Olsen. Rothen, he is done. Story, who was up to 7th, now finds himself back in 15th. So he's come to some kind of, had some kind of issue. He's about to put the moves on Peter Burke, whose rear wing is slightly off center. And as Moses just sets fast lap of the race, Story nearly lost it. Lemansky takes it off again. And that's going to allow Trask go by. And Trask's going to try and get by. Lemansky's going to hang on to that spot.
Whew. Well, we knew we'd see some gaps, but I'm stunned. I'm absolutely sitting here stunned.
Ricker now is taking it off. I'm perplexed. So Olsen now up to 4th. Had 2 retirements so far, Rothen and Feemster. The rest of the guys had a couple incidents. Parsons, meanwhile, he has been serviced and back out in 17th and last position out of the points.
Yeah, the problem was the time.
Go ahead.
For fixing his damage, right? But this is the best news Parsons could get, even though he had to spend all that time getting the damage fixed. I mean, he might be up to 5th here in another couple, 3 laps, even though he's a lap down. So
it's like Zahn's just throwing it off. So on board with Philippe Samardi is currently in 11th.
Yeah, and he hasn't stopped to fix his damage, so it must be at least, you know, not of the suspension variety, which is good news for him.
Yeah, it's more aero, so, and that's not really something you need at this track. So anyway, he should be okay.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, if it's front aero damage, that actually could be a blessing in disguise. It sometimes is. It kind of depends, but on these things, typically front aero damage is better than rear.
Watch now, Robbins gets the pass made on Olsen. Olsen looking to take advantage here. Oh, might have been some contact. Some wheel-to-wheel action into Ost. Those 3 get through okay. Olsen gets that position back. DeGraw has jumped up to 5th. Ekman now up to 4th. Ricker now trying to put the moves on Robbins. And he just may get it done here. He does. Nice pass there from Sean. Meanwhile, Moses is going to start. Looks like he's starting to reel in Joe LaCour. Got about 2 seconds splitting those 2 guys between 2nd and 3rd. Houston resets fast lap of the race.
Also, a bit of a mistake in the stadium section. Going to allow 7th place Richter to come back out. I think Robbins get through too. Yeah.
Oh,
This is
Monahan
the
and
performances-
Story have a little coming together. All right.
I was just going to say, this is when the performance is starting to come to the car. Now, this is when I expected to start to see people push after being super, super, super extremely careful on the most dangerous track we've run in the whole season. This is when I expected to start seeing some mistakes. You know, when they start feeling comfortable and confident in the car.
Yeah, we're going to have to start rating these tracks based on degree of difficulty prior to each season or in the pre-race threads.
Well, we were starting to get
one would think,
sensor.
yeah, I mean, one would think Monaco would be, number one. Mexico would probably be down to 12, 13, but yet that saw the most
Yeah.
retirements of the season so far.
Yeah, a ranking system, maybe some odds action. Sure, we could do that. But yeah, we kind of didn't see it coming. Of course, the schedule's released, but until the guys get out there and start turning laps, kind of some of the idiosyncrasies, and one of them on this track is that there's just simply no grip on line. There's no chance of recovery once you get off the track. It's impossible. You're going to be in the wall or hitting somebody.
So Samard has lost some time here. He's back down in 13. I mean, this is only Parsons now. Zahn's pulled the chute, so Parsons now into the points. So if things stay the way they are now, Samard will only gain a couple points on Parsons. So this is, you don't want to see a guy have a bad, race or an accident or whatever. But it's best case scenario for Parsons as Moses now has finally caught up to Joe LaCour, working lap 8. Looks like everybody I've seen out there on the medium tires, so no altering strategy. Talking to some of the guys, it didn't make sense to run the softs here on a 2-stop or even a 1-stop due to the no real difference in lap time, and the softs fall off. So.
Yeah, rating of Hans devices. That's perfect. That's perfect architecture. Well, it's Taylor back there too, right? So Samard 13th, Taylor 15th, Parsons 16th. So all parts of those teams, and we expected Joe LaCour. Well, what's going to happen to Joe LaCour back there and his team points, which are so important? And here he is now, fighting off Moses for some extremely important points.
Ekman's had a bobble here, and a few guys have gotten past him. Okay, but Moses battle currently on track. Moses chasing down Joe LaCour going into turn number 1.
Boy, in terms of those points, it has to be Leger right now. That's doing pretty good. DeGraw 4th with Mansky 9th.
Yeah, Lemansky back in 9th. Oh, Moses
gets
gets
going
it
into the first chicane.
way wrong. Oh, and he's got it. Ooh, he had it. He's got issues. DeGraw's going to get past for 3rd. And now his tire's going to be all wishy-washy here as he tries to get back on the power.
Now those are the types of mistakes I expected to see. Kind of little offs like that, with the possibility of death too, of course. But these guys are going to have to go through this cycle again. They're going to make stops. They're going to fill the cars up with fuel, and the performance is going to go away again. So hopefully they learn something here from their first laps and what not to do when they get that fuel back on board in another just 6 laps here.
The biggest beneficiary at the moment going to be Mark DeGraw, as he could essentially take over the championship lead here after tonight, given where Samard
and Joe LaCour, and we may still see some retirements, right? So Parsons, Taylor, Samard, all expected to have the possibility of picking up a spot. But I absolutely agree.
Yeah, the garage is 10 points behind Samard for the championship lead. So meanwhile, a little further back here, Olsen and Robbins. These guys have been trading back and forth. Lemansky's still on track, running in ninth. He started on the front row as well. And they are running Lemansky in ninth. Taylor, your two front row starters, 9th and 15th. Right on board here with Jesse Olsen, and he was up to as high as 5th, I believe, but little bobbles here and there. These guys, let's see, from 5th to I'd say 9th of the trading positions here from time to time. But Ryan Robbins really looking good out there so far. He's in a good position in 6th. Meanwhile, Lemansky trying to chase Ekman down. If Lemansky can pick up some spots, it's going to be a real big boost for the Leger team in terms of the team championships. So they're looking best out of the group right now.
I'm really impressed with his drive and his game plan here tonight. I've seen him give up. Yeah, I've seen Ryan Robbins give up a few positions. Very. I have some ventrilo issues here, Al. I'll wait for it to clean up.
All right, so we're going to be approaching up pit stop window, looking guys probably to come in right at the halfway point. Some guys may extend it beyond the 15 laps.
Yeah.
Moses starting to close in on, sorry, Brad, Ricker actually in 5th. Closing in a little bit as well on Moses.
I was going to say, maybe we'll see some of those ultimate strategies. Maybe somebody will take it deep. And I don't know if they'll run the softs, but maybe they'll take it deep and go for some fuel saving in the pits or something like that.
Story and Lemansky in the pit lane. Lemansky is away. And Story jumps out on the softs. Lemansky on the mediums.
Yeah, and you know, for any viewers out there, we really shouldn't be paying too much attention to the gaps. I mean, we've seen the nature of the track, and a 15-second gap can be erased in just a heartbeat. So the actual timed gaps, not maybe so important as waiting for the guy in front to make that critical mistake.
Got here. It's a nice little battle here mid-pack between Ricker, Robbins, and Olsen. Nobody really close enough to catch a draft. Olsen closest of the three. Ekman's faded a little bit back in 8th, and Traskell having a pleasant night here up in 9th and staying out of trouble. Best lap 46.6, but keeping it together. So nice showing there from Tom.
Yeah, certainly one of the stronger runs we've seen from him this season. So the cars are really going to be starting to go pretty good for these guys now. They are going to be able to, still going to have to be careful, but you can get away with starting to give it a little bit more push. These cars just become a totally different animal when the tank is dry. So Moses really starting to make some inroads onto Gras now for that third position.
Okay, you see the gap. It's about maybe a little over a second here through the stadium section. That really is a shame what they did to this track. This was so great.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So some of my fondest memories early on of watching F1 is associated with this track, like a lot of people I suspect.
Beckman just sets his best lap, chasing down his teammate Olsen. So you got 6 seconds separating positions 5 through 8. A little more spread out in the back. Rascal ahead of Samard. Samard running in 10th. Taylor unable to pick up any positions. Lemansky a lap down, but I think he's already pitted and he is done with his pit stop. So pitted a little earlier than the rest of the field, and should see him mixed up with that Olsen, Ekman, Robbins duel once those guys come in and get squared up in the pits.
Yeah, I think you're right. He may, Lemansky may get hurt later on, having to sacrifice some speed on the track with that heavier fuel load, but I think it will come back together. The good news, if you're somebody like Lemansky now running toward the back, waiting on guys to make stops, is there's not as much traffic out there, right? Some retirements here. That's one good thing of the carnage, is guys still on track have a little bit more breathing room. That's right, that battle for 5th is heating up, and it's these pit stops are going to be very important for those fellows.
Yeah, they sure are. Guys remain out there on track. So pretty evenly matched there. All these guys last time by 40 in the 44s. Robbins the slowest of the three. Last lap, but so far belongs to Moses in a 43 flat.
Yeah, just achieving that his last time through. So again, pace really starting to come on, particularly for Moses. But John Houston, he's doing a nice job out there. I thought Joe LaCour might have something for him once he got through, got settled, got comfortable with the car. But it has been Houston able to edge away from second place Ian Joe LaCour right now, and this is a great moment for John Houston.
Samard is in the pits. Houston working lap 14 of a scheduled 30. He's going to stay out. So it looks like Samard comes in a lap shy of halfway, getting some repairs made. And his pit stop is done, and he makes his way out. Moses not able to pick up any ground here on Samard. Pretty evenly matched between these two guys. Sorry, Brad, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to comment there on Aaron Parsons. I was wondering if he was going to try to alter his strategy, but looking at the lap times, they look pretty on pace with everybody else. So I don't think he took extra fuel trying to go off strategy a bit to recover from that early time for repair. Looks like he's just going to have to try to pick up positions from a bit farther back.
Story has pitted. He's putting Taylor under some pressure here. And Story is on the softs. It's like Ekman dives into the pits.
Throws it off, Al.
Unbelievable. From the lead. Has he... You've got to be kidding me.
No. I didn't see it. I just saw him slipping through time and then scoring.
Oh, your new leader, Ian Jolicoeur. With a this is a whole new ball game now. The wind's up in the air.
Yeah.
You got Jolicoeur, who hasn't best lap 44.3, 44.9 last time by. Carrying 20 kilograms of ballast. Not much work, pre-work coming into this race. And he's going to have his hands full as he comes into the pits. As does DeGrasse, and as Moses turns it, spins it, going into the pits. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's going to cost him some time for sure. Oh, Ricker.
Don't.
That's all four wheels off the ground coming in. Houston is in. Olsen is in. And Robbins is your new race leader.
Don't pay attention to the gaps as they run on track. Subject to change.
DeGrasse might come out ahead of these guys. Let's see, where is he? He's getting serviced. Keep our eye on Jolicoeur. Long stop. Jolicoeur is away. DeGrasse is away. Moses is away. Moses and Ricker. Ricker's gone.
Jolicoeur got out.
Wow, what a stop from Jolicoeur. As he picks up 5 seconds over. Well, he picked up 3 seconds. He had about 2-second gap over DeGrasse going into the pits. It's now about 5. And about nearly 10 seconds up on Moses. Ricker not with a nice stop too, not too far off Moses' tail. But out front as Parsons sets fast lap with a blistering 42.5.
That is blistering.
Your race leader at the moment, it is Ryan Robbins. And let's see what he opts to do here. Is he going to keep it, stay out? Is he going to pull into the pits? He's going to pull into the pit lane. So that should hand the lead off over to Jolicoeur. Samard's done. He's pulled the chute. So I just noticed that Samard's out.
Wow, I wonder what happened there. I wonder if he made a mistake after his stop.
So Samard is done. And Jolicoeur now leads by 3 seconds over DeGrasse. And I suspect that gap is going to shrink. As DeGrasse looks like he's got some pace over Jolicoeur, and Moses looks like he's got some pace over both of them. But see Moses tonight make a few mistakes that has cost him some precious time.
It's Houston right now who just beat out a re-entering Robbins after his stop. So Houston gets up to the 6th position with Peter Burke in front. I don't believe Burke has stopped yet. And Houston, he showed tremendous pace, and he's, 18 seconds back after that mistake, so maybe not out of it.
No doubt. Ooh. No doubt Houston a little, as Robbins makes a mistake that allows Olsen past. But no doubt Houston has to be upset with himself over that one, as he was well and clear in the lead by nearly 20 seconds over Jolicoeur.
Well, any damage you might have picked up, that's going to be repaired. It came right before a stop. Yeah, it cost himself, the lead in 18 seconds, but that's okay. You just got to recover. You got to know you have the pace and go, okay, well, you know, things are, Samard's out, I can recover, and just put your head down and start doing it, but you got to be ginger on the, the pace has gone away from the car now, so you got to be careful again. Hit the reset button and get back to work. Has he pitted? He has not.
Ekman looks like he ran into some trouble. He's back in ninth, but he's lost a bunch of time to Robbins in eighth. He's about 8 seconds behind Ryan, so he must have come across some trouble. But Burke is going to drop a position here to Houston. Houston gets by. And keep an eye on Olsen there. Goes to Olsen and Houston currently relatively close in terms of speed. I think Houston may just be a tad quicker than Olsen here tonight.
I think it's Burke and Parsons who have yet to stop. Everybody else has made their stop.
Now Parsons, he has stopped for that repair early in the race after the first lap, but yeah, he's back on the lead lap. And working lap 18. He might have filled it full of fuel, Brad. Maybe good to go here to the end.
Well, I was looking at that, but his times wouldn't suggest it. As I watch the times after that stop, he had been running slower than he was. He stuffed it full of fuel. But maybe.
Gap between Joe LaCour and DeGraw now just 1.8 seconds. Oh, we've been impressed with DeGraw's performance all season long. Had his first podium last week at Silverstone, finishing second. And has a chance here to finish in first, as he is doing his best to reel in Joe LaCour.
Well, look, here's the situation right now if you're DeGraw. You have jumped Philippe Samard. You're second in points right now as they run on track, right? So you got Moses closing in behind, and it's another one of those conundrums of just how much you push. You want the win. You want to make the pass, but in this case, you have to be very careful if you're DeGraw. You're carrying a lot of your team's points on your shoulders right now with Lemansky back there in 11th at the moment. So important points for the teams on the line right here with these first three guys, because their teammates are very back at the pack. And Joe LaCour, shoot, his teammate's out. So they're getting no points from Samard tonight.
It's like Houston.
So this is...
It's like, sorry, go ahead.
It's just...
Go ahead.
You're up, Al.
No, I was just going to say, it looks like Houston's made another mistake here as Burke has gotten back past.
Oh, wow. Yeah, definitely more important information than I had. I'm just trying to fill time. But not much filler needed, because there are some very good battles out there at the moment. Even back there for 10th. Brian Story putting in the race of the season for him thus far, running into that top 10 position, being chased down by the speedy Lemansky.
On board here with Mark DeGraw. He's cut the gap to under a second. Last time by 44.7 for DeGraw, 45.4 for Joe LaCour.
Oh boy, this is I'm kind of getting tense looking at this battle for the lead with all the carnage we've seen tonight between these guys. And I think if you're both these guys, you're really thinking about this situation right now. And Moses he's really thinking about the situation and hoping these guys are thinking about the situation.
Yeah,
he'll take those free positions.
Yeah, no doubt. Moses probably thinking a few things, some missed opportunities so far.
Yeah, that too. Sure,
You know?
sure, because he would be out in front.
So definitely probably DeGrom in a better position right now. It's no doubt easier to chase down the leader than it is to be the person being chased. So DeGrom has not been in this situation here at NAGP. So let's see how if he does get buy-in, how he manages to do once he does get by.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chips. I mean, I tried to get to that point that DeGrom is virtually leading this championship as they run.
So, good exit here from DeGrom. Burke now finally into the pits. Moses right there, 2 seconds behind the leader. Ricker also closing the gap as well.
It's really coming together up there at the front, and Houston's going, come on, guys. Where's the carnage now? I got to reclaim some of those spots, but he's giving up a little bit of time off that first place.
Now, here's the thing that could start helping Joe LaCour now as Moses starts closing up on Ricker. This could allow Joe LaCour to pull out a little bit of a gap here if DeGrom starts mirror driving.
Yeah, I think he's going to be mirror driving a little bit. I know that I would be, but it looks like Joe LaCour has, he is being very careful, obviously, but it has cost him some of that on-track pace, and I think all those guys are going to have a little bit of pace on them. Second, third, and fourth, all the way back to Rickers. So,
really close now, exiting turn one. Of course, being a little defensive. Is going to hang on to it. Oh, Joe LaCour throws a wheel onto the grass.
Right now, if you're DeGrom, if I'm DeGrom, I'm thinking, okay, well, this is a tough spot, but I've got the pace and I've got Moses behind me, and yeah, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on him, look for that pass attempt, but Moses is gonna be pretty safe. He's gonna be pretty cautious behind me, veteran guy, so I only have to keep one eye, not both back there.
Oh, another thing, DeGrom, if he gets by, he's got to keep the hammer down. Joe LaCour is not going to make it easy for Moses to get past, that's for sure.
Well, that's the great thing. If you can get past Ian, then that's a great pick to have in front of Moses. You definitely want to get by him for that reason. But Moses is looking for DeGrom's opportunity, perhaps.
This could be it right here. Oh, four-way battle for the lead. It's super close. This is it for DeGrom. He's got to make a move. Oh, he cuts the chicane. Outbroke himself.
Really? Oh, man.
Gives up those two spots. Moses, he's going to get past. He does. This guy's got to be very careful here going through this chicane. Ricker locks him up. Ricker smelling blood now.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? If I'm DeGrom right now, I don't mind so much maybe swapping those positions. I'll be honest with you.
7 laps to go. Moses having a look on the outside, going into the center chicane. And he makes it past Joe LaCour. Joe LaCour cuts the chicane and keeps it together. Wow. What a great save by Joe LaCour.
Okay, now DeGraw has to do a little something because Moses is going to get away.
Oh, wow. Joe LaCour. That was it. That's what DeGraw needed. Meanwhile, Ricker running strongly there up into third. And he's got pace to match these guys for sure. 43.8, his personal best lap. 43.7 for DeGraw.
Maybe he does. Now that Ian Jolicoeur is clear, Moses and DeGraw think we'll have some pace on Richter. And maybe Moses has a little bit of pace on DeGraw. We're going to have to see. But we also see Moses make way more mistakes than DeGraw has when he's trying to push for pace. So 6 laps to go, and let's see if Moses can hold it together out there at the front. Nobody's holding it together yet, Al.
Asco makes a move on Burke now, jumps up to 11. And Moses quickly, after that frantic action last lap, up to a 1.5 second lead over DeGraw.
I cannot tell you when DeGraw made that mistake, what a great, incredible job all those drivers did. Ian recognized the mistake. He knew he had to wait to see where DeGraw was going to come back on. DeGraw didn't do anything funny. He held it straight, was able to get through the grass, no damage. A really amazing job on that mistake by DeGraw.
Yeah, equally impressive was Joe LaCour's mistake as well there at the next chicane. He kept it together somehow, and man. That's just it's not a situation where DeGraw's trying to cut the chicane to get past him for position. Clearly not. It's just he knows he's got to get past. He held his brake in as late as he thought he could, and just couldn't keep it on track.
Yeah, all you can do when you get off grass, on the grass on these cars is hold it straight. You don't have any steering input. It just the front end starts bouncing around, and so. Yeah, it was just a really great job and heads-up awareness by the drivers that were around them to recognize the situation.
Right now, chomping at the bit, just set his personal best lap, 43.5, trying to chase Moses down. 43.4 for Moses.
Yeah, both these guys are going to have to push now, and the pace is really coming to the car. This is when the car does work its best, when you can push the most. But both these guys are going to be tested here as the laps run out, and now is the time when you need to push. You need to go about 70% on these things on the opening laps, which very few drivers did. But now is when you got to get after it. I think it's going to be an uphill battle for DeGraw. I'll be honest with you, but. That 1.5 second Brian's story that is nothing.
Off.
I think it's story, so a few positions lost, but still a pretty good run for Brian. Really good run.
It's a very impressive run. I'm really impressed with Ricker's performance here. So far, currently in third. Working lap 26. Any tiny mistake as DeGraw resets his personal best lap. Quicker than Moses last time by.
Right now is just dipped into the 43s versus Joe LaCour's mid-44s, so he's looking to make a late race charge to pick back up 4th position. But I just suspect we have not seen the end of the action here, Al, with just 3.5 laps remaining. I think we're in for some more fireworks.
Yeah, any slight little bobble, especially through this section, that really be a game changer. Lemansky.
And, you know, you're right. Those guys have pulled out a bit of time on Richter.
So Lemansky now up to 8th. Should be worth noting, I know I mentioned it earlier, but how difficult these cars are. We've seen throughout the season, everybody is going off, having their own little incidents or DNFs or whatnot. DeGraw has completed every lap so far this season, so.
Yeah,
very impressive. And he resets again his best lap, 43.3.
Yeah, and I'm on board with the guy, and he's not putting the wheel wrong yet. I mean, he looks very comfortable out. So yeah, I pulled away a bit from Richter, but not very much. He's holding that 3-second gap to those guys. So yeah, that pace is very impressive.
Nice DeGraw through chicane. Worth noting, Mike Monahan running there in 11th. He does end up finishing this race. It's going to be the first one he's finished this season. So good job, Mike.
Yeah, I was going to say one of the best finishes of the season, but if it's the first one you've completed, does that count?
Yeah, I guess it does. See the gap here between the top two. This is for the win. Closing out lap 27. Just a couple more corners. Gaskell running in the top 10. He's got Monahan trying to chase him down. DeGraw again resetting fast lap. Oh, DeGraw and Moses equaling their lap times. Both 43.289 last time by. That's pretty crazy.
Well, it sure is, and they're both on it, and they're pushing as hard as they can. This is as hard as they could be expected to push the entire race. So it's tense in the cockpit for both these guys right now. I think DeGraw feels like he can win this thing.
He definitely looks more comfortable.
Yeah.
Chasing,
Moses
being the one chasing the leader. I think we saw him at Laguna Seca. He's out in front, or close to the front. Made some mistakes, cost him some valuable points, but ooh, we got a cut. Monahan, keep it together, Mike. Don't you dare pull the chute. It's almost over. Oh, he's done. He escaped back to the pits.
No.
He's done. He had 2 laps to go. So meanwhile, DeGraw had a little bit of a issue there, exiting the center chicane. Got a little too much of the grass. 43.4, still a good lap. Moses picked up some time, 43.1, working. There's 2 laps to go here. Boston's going to pick up a couple more points, courtesy of Mike Monahan.
Yeah, sorely needed, but he was never able to recover. Pretty surprised, but
Richter has
all been there.
Richter has fallen off a little bit, back 6 seconds now from these guys. Not able to match the pace. Might have made a couple little slight mistakes.
Yeah, this is the battle. Houston not making many inroads on Joe LaCours. I thought he might, and Ricker now slipping back a little bit. So this is the fight, and it's the most important one on track. It's for the win. But Moses looks like he might have this thing covered now.
Some lap traffic just ahead. Moses with a little mistake there, allowing DeGraw to pick up a few tenths. Half a second now. Let's see, that is Robbins there. Oh no, sorry, that's Trask. Oh, Moses, a little too much throttle. And now DeGraw all over the back of Moses. And DeGraw with the nice save there, giving it right back.
Well, that's got to give you a little bit of heart. You saw the mistake, so you know it's possible.
You got the Traskell factor just up ahead on track. How is he going to come into play here? Be an issue here. They should get by him down this straight. Half a second separating DeGraw and Moses for the win. Ooh, this could really close up the gap here if Traskell gets it wrong.
Bit of a wiggle by DeGraw on the acceleration.
Traskell's going to move out of the way.
Barring any mistakes, it looks like Moses should cap this thing off, but just about lost it there a couple times in the stadium section last time.
Parsons sets fast lap of the race in the 42 something. But looks like Moses is going to hang on to it and take the win, perhaps, if he keeps it together here. And he does. Moses grabs the win at Hockenheim with DeGraw right behind him. Ricker, he's had some issues, fell back 12 seconds, but going to hang on to third. Joe LaCours to fourth, going to retain his weight for next week. John Houston, what could have been, leading much of the race, ends up in fifth. Olsen in sixth. Ryan Robbins with the nice run to take seventh. Lemansky should come home here in eighth. A great night of points for the Leger team.
Yeah, it sure is. They're gonna be.
Whoa! Lemansky. That's gonna give up that spot to Taylor. And Taylor now goes by. He's gonna finish in eighth. Lemansky's gonna take ninth.
Last corner.
Final corner. So Lemansky, last car on the lead lap. And well done, Traskell. Your first top 10 this season. Good job, buddy. What a finish! Chris Moses, do you copy?
I copy, yeah.
Well, congratulations, Moses, on your first win this season here. And tell you what a chaotic race. Looks like you had some troubles there in qualifying. Probably didn't qualify as high up as you were expecting. And then, not sure, saw you go off there in the first corner or heading into the chicane at the start of the race. Houston jumps up to 22nd or some odd lead. He got it all wrong, and then that's when the fight really started between Jolicoeur, you, DeGraw, and Ricker. That was a great end to this race.
I'll tell you, man. Whew, that was ups and downs and everything. Yeah, I got hit from behind going to the first chicane. I'm not sure who was at fault for it. I decided to follow Houston through there, and I got hit. The car was a little off on the straight line speed after that, and so the car was much better in the second stint. But then I had an off under braking with Ian. He broke a lot earlier than I thought he would for the chicane, and I spun it, and it took me forever to recover. And then I spun entering the pit lane, which I had no idea how I did that. I was barely going, and it just spun out on me. And then we had quite a tussle. My hat's off to Mark DeGraw. He really ran a great race. He ran the same issue I did. Ian was probably a good second and a half off the pace there with his weight. So he was fighting DeGraw pretty hard, and I took advantage of it. I don't know how close it was between me and Ian going into the high-speed S's, but I figured I was far enough ahead to take the line, so I went for it and crossed my finger. But I don't know how close it was.
Well, don't worry. We caught all the spins live and in color, so you should feel pretty good about that. But congratulations on the win, and it's just fascinating and intriguing and kind of tense watching that late race battle between really what was you fourth guys. I mean, Richter got into the mix there for a little while too. What I want to know is just what percentage of On the Limit were you in those final laps trying to stay ahead of DeGraw for that win?
I was off the limit too much was the problem. I was thinking too much. I didn't want to make a mistake. Looked like we had the exact same pace. You would have to really get a run on me if I had made a mistake. So I was really trying to baby it, and that's kind of how I screwed up in the stadium section on the penultimate lap, and he got right up on me, and then he had a bobble too, which was, tires were just starting to get weird right about then. But I wish I pushed a little harder. Like after I spun out behind Ian, I pushed the car like a maniac, and I was enjoying it. I was like, I didn't care at that point. I was so far back. I was like, I'm just going to push for everything, see if I can make up the ground. It kind of worked out that way. But yeah, hats off to Richter as well. He did a hell of a job. I was kind of, biding my time there and trying to do real clean laps, and I noticed him in my mirror, and I'm like, wow, he's moving pretty good too. So I just took advantage of the situation at the right time, and Ian basically became a pick for me to win the race. So I'll take that. It's so hard to pass in these cars. It's really.
Well, congratulations, Moses. That's a big boost for you in terms of the points. Both you and DeGraw made out there. But got Hungaroring next week, carrying a little extra weight there. Totally different animal from tonight. Really twisty and tough track. So now you got some experience there in the 98 Ts, I believe, or 72 Ds. I forget which one we ran. But how you feel going into that one?
I feel good, Al, because this sounds silly, but what is this, the 8th race? Matt and I found something with the car that I think everyone else already found out. So I think we're going to be a lot more competitive for the last 3-4 races. So we found a little something with this, how to set the car up that is really going to help out. So I am kind of excited for the last few races.
Well, congratulations again, and we'll catch you next week at Hungaroring. Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
All right, Brad. Well, there you have it. Another one in the books. Moses, really lucky man here tonight. A lot of those guys turned out to be quite lucky. It should have been Houston's race, but turned out not to be the case. But not up to them to worry about that. They just finish where they finish, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we saw it all. I'm still sitting here kind of stunned about what we saw in the opening laps. It's always, kind of a box of chocolates there with these cars, and on this track we knew some stuff could happen, but wow, and it really truly was a battle of attrition, and Moses came through, despite the struggles, but with pace. I think everybody did, of the guys that finished up there, what they needed to do. DeGraw was patient, preserved the points. Moses had pace, he exploited it. Joe LaCour was a little off the pace with practice, but preserved the best position he could. So all that results into ever increasingly tightening points. The main guy losing out, Samard. Parsons, of course, is going to take a hit, but I think Samard's going to come away the worst tonight. So he's going to have to try to recover. The winningest driver, Philippe Samard, this season so far through 6 rounds is going to have to, 7 rounds now, is going to have to find a couple more wins late in this season if he wants that driver's title. So intriguing race we have coming up next week. Another one of my favorites, the Hungaroring, Al, so might get a little extra practice for that one just in case.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us here tonight. We'll be back Thursday night for round 7 of the GT Series from Bahrain. Until then, next week, next Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern from the Hungaroring. Hopefully, you guys can tune in for that. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you.